So now guys, now we are going to see the another program of the same concept. So in this program we have the function with sub function with no argument and have one return value. Okay, so let's see how that works. So first of full screen, so function FISE for that. And now here, as you can see on your screen, is the write a program with no argument and have one return value. So what this mean here, as you can see here, is that I have made a sub function with an return value integer data type, and here I do not have passed any argument because we don't any want any argument here. Okay, that's why. So as you can see, first line here is our comment line, write a program with no argument and have one return value. And here our library function hash equals standard input output and console input output. After that, here I have passed a sub function name integer data type with the get number is the function sub function name and with no argument inside the brackets. Okay, now here's the opening curly brace of my sub function, and inside the sub function I have passed it an integer data type, and inside that I have passed a variable. Okay, now here the system asks the user to write a value. Okay, enter your number. So whenever user enter any number, then it is going to be assigned to my variable a. Okay, and then return a simply means that printf a. Okay, return means simply means that printf of that particular variable. So whatever the user type, the value of variable a is going to show us in the output section only. And at the end, here's the closing of my sub function. Okay, now I am going to see my void main function. Here's void main function. Okay, no return value and no argument in void main. Okay, we have to just pass return value in our sub function, not in void main function. Okay, so here void main and with no arguments, opening curly brace of my main function. Here's the clear screen command so that we don't want any previous value in my output section. Here I have passed an integer data type because and inside that m variable I have assigned. Okay, so here I have, as I written, m is equal to get number. So whatever is the value written in this sub function, is going to be assigned to my m variable, which is passed in my void main function. Here I have passed the m variable in the integer data type. So whatever the value is result of the get number sub function, which is nothing but the value of a, because I have written here return a. So whatever is the value of a is going to be equal to value of m, means it's going to be assigned to my value of m. Okay, so here I just simply print out the value of m so that I want value of a whatever the user have written. Okay, and at the end gtch and closing curly brace of my main function. Now what I'm going to just do the run this function and see what happens in the output section. This is a simple kind of program in particular way, but it has many type of uses, means you can use as many as sub functions, and inside that you can pass return values with no arguments. Okay, here the system customer asked me to enter any number, so I just write 6 and at the end we get 6. But here there, what's the difference? What I write, the value user write, is first of all going to assign to my variable a, but what the system gives me output is the value of m. But yes, here we have done here that m is nothing but great equal to get number with no argument. Okay, so whatever the value of a here in this function is just going to be equal to my m variable, and that gives me the same value as a. Okay, so this is the only difference in this program. Okay, so this is all we done here about the program with no argument and handwritten value. And now I'm going to show you another program with different type. Okay, here I have already made this program also. So here, as you can see, write a program in which both the argument and return values are used. This is kind of very much nice program, because in this program we are going to use both the return value and also the argument. Okay, so let's see how that happens and what it made, means what can we make from these type of program. Okay, so here first of all hash equals standard input output and console input output, and here I have passed the sub function with the integer return value, and here is the name of my sub function sum, and inside brackets I have passed the argument of integer a and integer b, means I have assigned two variables a and b to my integer data type. Okay, in the argument section, integer a, integer b. Okay, now what I'm just going to do here, opening bracket of my sub function, here I'm just going to write integer data type, and inside that I'm assigning c variable. Okay, now c is equal to a plus b, so whatever the value here of a and b happens, that is going to be added and is going to be assigned to my value c. Okay, now what I'm just going to do, as I want the addition of this, so I just simply return the value of c. So whatever is the value of c, give me in the output section. Okay, in the answer section, and here is the closing curly brace of my sub function. Now here our main function start, void main, and opening curly brace of my main function, and here is the clear screen command. Okay, and here total integer is equal to total. What I'm going to do, as you have seen in the earlier section, that when I don't have any argument but return value, then I'm assigning one variable, and that variable is equal to the my function. Okay, same here it is, I have assigned a total variable with in the integer data type, and here I just written total is equal to sum of 20 and 70. So here 20 and 70, whatever I written in this argument section in this bracket, is going to be assigned to the value of a and b, and the addition of a and b comes in picture in the, and which is equal to c. Okay, so whatever you write here, instead of 20 70, whatever values, two values are you have write, the user are writing in the same compile time program, then these both the values are going to be assigned to variables a and b, and the addition of that values happen. So here in our case here, as I have written 20 70, so the addition of 20 and 70 happens, and that is going to assign to my value c. And as I have written here is written c, so program is going to show me the addition of these both value, which is nothing but the 90. Okay, and that 90 here assigned to my total variable, because total is equal to sum of 20 and 70. So whatever the value comes in this sub function is going to be assigned to my total variable, and at the end I just have to print as the total variable what is the value of total variable, but it is nothing but the addition of these two values. Okay, and at the end gdch and closing curly brace. Now I'm just going to run this program and see what happens in the output section. Control F9 is for running the program. Addition is equal to 90, as you can see. So here I'm also writing that printf enter the values you have to assign, means if you want to do the runtime initialization of the values, then you have to make printf scanf statement in the void main function, and also you have to make another two variables x and y, or not, you can want any variable you want. Okay, then you have to print the values in the output section. The first of all user gives two values, and then it is going to assign this sub function, and then the summation of that happens. Okay, but keeping all the bullshit aside, I am just writing these two values here only in the compile time initialization, so that my program looks neat and clean and easy to understand. Okay, this is just for the understanding purpose. Okay, now I'm just going to change this value to certain another values and see what happens in the output section. Okay, so 290, so my now values are 290, which is going to be assigned to my a and b variable, and the addition of that happens in the same way. Okay, so control F9 running the program, and answer is 290, addition of 290. Okay, in this way we are going to use the types of the program. Okay, so I hope you all understand all the types of program, different types of sub functions. Okay, in this way we are going to use a sub function with having return value and data type in terms of that only. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video, and sure to like, subscribe and share to my YouTube channel Programming Hub. And now I'm just going to exit from this TurboC software, and the shortcut key for that is Alt X. Okay, I don't want to save here any changes, I'm just going to write no. Thank you guys.